Oh, yay. Somebody asked how can you tell how much damage I'm doing to the thing? Experience. I just kind of know how much damage things do to things. I know how much damage weapons in general do. No enemy in this game has a, like, resistance to one type of weapon or another. They will all do a set amount of damage. Oh boy, I'm saving. That wasn't actually a save. Pretty sure that was a save. I was hoping that was a save. Turns out it wasn't. Oh, this game is actually not that hard, to be honest. It's only really hard if you're playing it like I'm playing it. Okay, you're kind of supposed to have the, screw attack coming through here. Will the pseudo screw attack work? No, it won't. So I'm just gonna kind of get hit a lot. Well, my original intention was to not fight the Golden Torzo. In fact, that hardly counts as me actually beating even a mini-boss, because it was completely pointless to beat him. Like, I could have snuck the Spazer out from behind him. And now we're back here. Please don't press Alt F4. Can I go up this way? I don't think there's... I don't think I can go in here. I think this is an exit only. You can't hit... Ow. Man, I wish I had a beam. I also don't have many missiles. Oh, crap. Slow down, boy! What's your hurry? Yep, one way. These are breakable, yeah. Somebody asked, once again, what my thoughts on RWBY were. And though I sort of answered this before, I didn't actually, like, give a proper answer. And really the most I can say is that it is I am quite clearly not the intended audience for that. I know I've been saying that kind of a lot lately, but I think that's something to keep in... I think that's something people should keep in mind. Is that not everything is made for them. Like, I could very easily stand here and say, like, it's a crap show, I hate it, it's terrible, ugh. But I think people need to acknowledge that, like, some things aren't for everybody. And RWBY is quite clearly not aimed at me. I am not the intended audience of RWBY. I was really hyped for it initially, like with the first two trailers, the first two character trailers you saw. I was like super excited for that. And it was when Black's trailer came out was kind of where I went, oh, I don't know about this. And then Yellow's trailer came out and I went, I'm pretty sure this is not for me. And, well, the people who like it, obviously. But, that's kind of off-put question. It's hard to put into words, like, exactly what the intended audience is. I would say, it's hard to say, because, like, different people have different interests. And so I can't even say, like, it's an age group that's, like, it's hard to explain. It's like the people who have a group of interests that are similar to this topic are the intended audience. I am simply not interested in that general topic, therefore I understand that I am not the intended audience. I'm gonna call it RWBY because nobody's told me otherwise until you told me otherwise. I'm still gonna call it that way because I'm stubborn and dumb. But, I went ahead and figured, like, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll go ahead and watch, like, I'll watch the first episode. And I watched it, and yeah, that's where I drew it and said, like, no, it's not. This is not for me. And I haven't seen any more since. And a lot of people gave it crap early on, after like the third and fourth trailers. And I can say the reason why, a little more coherently than a lot of people will. Because a lot of people saw it and were upset that, like, oh, why does it have to be this way? Why does the show have to be like this with, like, be like this? Why is it dumb? And of course, people would come up and say, like, come up with excuses and try to rationalize it and say, oh, well, they're working on this kind of budget, and they can only have, like, voice actors that are this well paid, and that kind of, and the writing it's a weekly show, and it's not, none of those are the reason that people were upset after trailers 3 and 4. The reason people were upset is because they were led to believe the show was going to be something that it wasn't. After trailers 1 and 2, I got a very Samurai Jack feel from that show. It was quiet. Nobody said a word. Their actions told a story. You could tell what a character was like, who a character was, just by watching how they carry themselves, how they walk without saying a single word. And that's in Samurai Jack. People didn't say much in Samurai Jack, or when they did, it was meaningful. Every word they spoke carried weight. With RWBY, on the other hand, as soon as I saw Black's trailer, that's where the first 2 trailers felt very Samurai Jack-like. And that's where the hype was. This was gonna be the next frickin' Samurai Jack! And then trailer 3 came out, and you could tell all the dialogue that they said was meaningless. They added a lot of words to trailer 3, and none of the words spoken meant anything. That entire trailer could have very easily been done again without saying a word. And that's where everyone who had their expectations up for the first 2 trailers saw trailer 3 and immediately realized this wasn't going to be the Samurai Jack we wanted it to be. And that's why people were upset. And that's why people were bothered. Because, like, if it was, I don't want to say honest, because that implies that it was intentionally being dishonest from the start. But for lack of a better word, had RWBY been honest from the start, everybody would have seen the first show and just said, like, okay, well, I don't care. And then a lot of people would have seen it and cared, and a lot of people would have seen it and not cared, and that would have been the end of it. There wouldn't have been this whole hullabaloo that there was. So, there's that. There's my opinion on RWBY, and why we really need a movie to finalize Samurai Jack. Somebody pay him a lot of money to finalize Samurai Jack. Somebody go find Gendy Tartakovsky and pay him a lot of money. And the Red trailer was like the best one! And it did show off the weapon a lot, but you also got this feel for the character. You felt like the character was this, like... And this was another thing, because, like, the Red character, given what I saw of the trailer, the Red character was my favorite character. But then at the end of the Yellow trailer, when you actually heard Red speak... Ugh. But, like, the Red trailer was my favorite one, because you could feel what this character liked, what they were like. You could tell the character was a little dark, maybe a little brooding. They've had some hard times in the past, or they've been through. They've seen some crap. But at the same time, they're no nonsense. They're there to get the business done and move on. And that was the character you felt. You felt like that's what this character is, and it's gonna be great. And then as soon as, like, the end of the Yellow trailer came up where you saw Red show up, and after all this time you're going like, okay, so I'm hoping we see Red again, because Red's gonna be fantastic, because I know we saw Red earlier. And then, like, the end of the Yellow trailer, and you just see, like, Red walk up, and you go like, oh man, it's Red, this is gonna be fantastic. And then in the highest pitch, girly anime schoolgirl voice you could ever imagine, she said, "Hi, big sis!" Oh. Like, again, I am clearly not the intended audience for RWBY. For those of you who do like the show, for those of you who do enjoy the show, more power to you. I hope that you get enjoyment out of that show. I would never detriment from that at all. I would never try to take away from that at all. However, a lot of the reason that a lot of us have a very poor opinion about the show is merely because we were led on from the beginning to believe it was going to be something that it wasn't. And that's really it. Okay, let's get going. Let's go get a thing. Oh, crap. How am I gonna get through this next room? Oh, okay, let's see here. What's the X-ray scope? What are these? They are bombable. Okay, so I'm gonna need power bombs to get through this. Okay, somebody's been asking for a little while now what I feel my demographic would be. And that's a tricky question, because I try to be a much more educated, intelligent person. This is hurting like all get out. I try to be an educated, more intelligent person. I try to speak at length about games. I try to weigh, like, the pros and cons of games intelligently. And in turn, I would like to appeal to a higher age demographic. You guys are getting on my nerves. And I'm out of power. I'm out of super missiles. Okay, so power bombs do hurt them. It's probably not hitting them though, since they're off screen. Yay, I killed them! But I like to think I would appeal to an older demographic, maybe late teens, early 20s. But at the same time, there's also a lot of goof in our commentary, and that goof does appeal to a younger age demographic. So I feel like a lot of people are actually subscribing and watching for the goof, more so than the more intelligent side of it. And I feel like in that regard, I'm actually attracting a demographic that is potentially... Crap. I feel like I'm attracting a demographic that actually doesn't necessarily have similar interests to me. So I suppose that's, Oh, really? I suppose that's a complicated issue, then. Crap. And admittedly, like, I want to be that slightly more intelligent side and do that thing. But for one, that age demographic isn't as large as the younger age demographic, so me doing that would be shooting myself in the foot, because I'm not going to attract as many viewers. But at the same time, I feel like I'm actually just straight up not intelligent enough for that. I don't know enough about things to be able to really dive into that demographic. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. This has been asked once before. I answered the first time, I didn't answer the second. Or it's been asked twice before. God dang it. I answered the first time, didn't answer the second. And in short, it's that I'm just... I feel like I would be more excited if I were a bigger Pokemon fan, but I'm not really a huge Pokemon fan. I mean, I got nothing against Pokemon. I enjoy Pokemon. I'm just not, like, head over heels for it or anything. Ooh, is there anything up top? I think I'm all out of items to get, guys. Like, I was gonna backdoor in and get the thing behind Gold Torzo. And that was kinda... I don't think I can get anything else. Maybe I'll go kill Ridley. Let me go kill Ridley. Have I tried Starbound? I have not. I have it. I even have it installed. Well, at least I have the Spazer now, so things only take... Wow, really? Ow. You guys hurt, too. See, this is where having the Plasma Beam would help considerably. I do really wish I could be more articulate, or more articulate with my things, though. Because I feel like I feel like more often than I'm comfortable with, I do have to just stop and say, I like this because it's a thing that I like. Okay, there's a save point in here. Oops. I do know that Starbound, my father's actually been watching the development of Starbound a fair bit. I think he'd kind of drifted away from it, though. But he was watching it for a fair bit, and one thing, he was actually commenting on the progression as it's been worked on, and there's a lot of things that I kind of had a problem with in the game early on, and they've, for the most part, been fixed. So I don't really have any issues with the game now, and that's kind of neat. Ah, crap, I only have 2. Can I bomb you? I can! Heck yeah, hold up. Yeah! Eat it! Oh, that was terrifying. Wait, really? Did that kill him? No, it didn't. I need to stop doing this before I die. Hold up. Safety save state because I'm about to die. Because I'm dumb. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm, like, reasonably safe here. I should be safe enough to, like, kill these guys now. Hey, big guy, you coming? I know there's another of you over here. Eee. I did not know for the longest time that while you're ducking, if you hold down diagonal up and diagonal down, you aim up. In fact, I think that's a thing you can just kind of... No, you can't. I was kind of hoping you could do that while you're, like, running sideways, but... Have I tried L-Sword? I have not, I'm afraid. A lot of more recent ones I haven't played. I haven't done the Korean MMO binge in a while. Oh my goodness, this is going to be enjoyable. How the crap am I going to kill these guys with 3 super missiles? How am I gonna do this with 3 super missiles? The Bomberman LP, that was Helldragon. Okay, so the trick with these guys is to stand a set distance away from them. And I'm clearly not standing the correct distance away from them. When did I get full life? Wait a minute. What the crap? How did I get full life? Oh, did I get an energy? That was an energy tank, wasn't it? Okay. Okay, come on, do your kick. There we go. Bam! Shoot. Typically, you would hit them with 2 super missiles to kill them. But I currently have... like, no super missiles. So I'm gonna have to suffice with this. Oh, this is embarrassing. Hey, you. You heard me. I've never actually had to, like, juke these guys before, so this is kind of an interesting learning experience. Do I have a backlog of games? I have so many games. Maybe I should go get that plasma. Well, I would, but currently I have to fight a boss to get anything anymore. At least fight a mini-boss. Took me frickin' forever just to get the plasma beam. Or not the plasma, just to get the spazer. Do I have any pets? I had 2 cats when I still lived with my parents. Since I've moved into the apartments, I have no pets. Not that I wouldn't mind a pet, but the apartment has a no pet policy, and I do not have the income to support the fee. Actually, they do allow pets, but they charge like a monthly fee, and I currently do not have the income to pay that fee, or to take care of a pet. Actually, I should be able to... Yeah, I don't have to charge up, I can just shoot you guys. Trick of the trade right here. I want as much poop as I can get going in to fight frickin' Ridley. Better, cats or dogs? I'm a cat person, personally. Really not a dog person, but some dogs... Give me like a Welsh Corgi or something. Corgis are alright. What's my favorite game? Probably this one. Oh, I'm full. Why do you guys take so many hits? Holy crap. Get out of the lava. Favorite game from the last 5 years? Ooh, that one's gonna take a minute of thinking. Boop. Hi-yo! I only have so many of these, so I gotta make them count. Ow, you jerk! You made me waste a super... 2! And I'm all out of super missiles. No, 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 put me down, put me down, put me down. Oh, this is gonna be fun when I run out of missiles, let me tell you. Yeah, you do your hop thing. Have a power bomb. Wait, did I kill him? No, I didn't. He's got a pattern that he goes into when you've effectively killed him. Hope these are hitting him. So, I mean, some of them are, but... Actually, he's doing a lot of dives at me. Maybe I did kill him. Here, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Nope, I didn't kill him. I got all the power bombs in the world, Ridley. Oh no, he picked me up. Am I gonna actually have to start shooting you? Oh no, he picked me up. Which means he's not dead yet. See, the thing is, Ridley has a pattern he goes into when you've killed him. He doesn't just, like, flat out die when you've depleted his health. Quit picking me up if you're not going to die. Is technically when he's about to die, he tries to pick you up. Man, I'm gonna have to shoot him. Why didn't I save state? I'm gonna save state now. I figured I'm pretty sure I got this with as much life as I had, and I had full missiles and everything, but... I don't think these power bombs are doing much. He suggested this. Why not? I figured I could get them off faster on the ground, but if they're not even hitting them, then what's the point? Oh, did he die? Yeah, he died! Okay, so when Ridley's health actually reaches 0, he doesn't die. When Ridley's health reaches 0, he goes into a repeating pattern where he tries to swoop down and grab your character. Once he grabs your character, he'll fly to the center of the arena and then die holding you in his hand. It won't do any damage to you, it's purely for the visual of it looking kinda cool. However, if he is simply unable to grab you before the... If he's unable to grab you within an amount of time, then he will just blow up. And no, it's not a jerk boss mode. Once you've killed him, he's done. He's not going to hurt you anymore. I mean, unless you jump into him or something. Also of note, canonically, as far as all of the Metroid canon and timelines and everything goes, this fight here is the first time in all of the fights between Samus and Ridley that Ridley has actually died. And that's actually kind of important, even come, like, Other M, and a lot of the problems that people have with Other M. Other M takes place shortly after this game, and this game is the first time that Ridley actually died. All up until now, Ridley has survived through one way or another, and Samus has known that he's survived one way or the other. What happens with Ridley through the various Metroid games, in Ridley, or in Metroid 1, it's kind of difficult to explain, because that's like the era of... That's the era of, this is a very simple game and we can't exactly make complicated stories and we don't even know if this is going to be getting a sequel or anything. So, they just kind of had him explode. In Zero Mission, this was then retconned, and you saw that, I think you saw anyway, that Ridley did actually not die, if memory serves anyway, I don't remember exactly. But he did not actually die, but he was grievously wounded. And this then comes into Prime 1, 2, and 3. Where in Prime 1, you saw Ridley show up again, and he was gravely wounded, but you saw him come back as Meta Ridley. He was, like, completely reconstructed and mechanical, and that was necessary in order to get him to be not dead. And that was Ridley in Prime 1. In Prime 2, at the end of Prime 1, when you beat him in Prime 1, he didn't actually die, he just kind of flew off a cliff, and nobody who flies off a cliff is ever killed. So he came back in Prime 2. Actually, no, he didn't come back in Prime 2, thinking about it, because he was on, or you were on that one planet in Prime 2. He came back in Prime 3. I have a hair in my eye. I'm gonna save. As far as Prime 3 goes, I forget how exactly it's portrayed as him, like, being defeated in Prime 3, but I'm fairly confident he just kind of falls down a pit or something. You don't actually see him, like, legit die. Then comes Super Metroid, where in Super Metroid, he died. He legit died. He's gone. Not coming back. Dead. Flat out. So that was Super Metroid. After Super Metroid came Other M. And in Other M, the reason he could come back in Other M is because that Ridley wasn't actually the same Ridley. Ridley was reborn, so to say. No, Fusion did not come first. Fusion is actually canonically the last Metroid game. But, yeah, it's, the Ridley in Other M. Keep in mind, Ridley was dead. Flat out, he's gone. He ain't coming back dead. In Other M, that was a clone of Ridley, created along with the cloning of everything else on Zebus. Let's see here. I think after Other M, his next appearance was in Fusion, I think. Like, are there any other Metroid games between those two? I don't think so. So, if anything, that, like, so up until now, everything does make sense. The problem then is in Fusion, Other M to Fusion, because in Other M, I don't remember how exactly Ridley died in Other M. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how he died in Other M, but I'm pretty sure Ridley did legit die in Other M, but then did leave a corpse behind, and that corpse was then found by the people, which really makes sense because that was their station and everything. Yeah, that actually makes sense because that was the Space Marines station, or it wasn't the Space Marine station, but it was like the government's station or whatever that had the Other M Ridley on it in the first place. So it would make sense then that they then... Yeah, he then could, they could retrieve the body left over and save that into fusion where the body was put into, like, frozen cryostasis, which is then where the X's took over, destroyed his initial body, then you had an X copy of him, and, then you kill the X one, and then there's nothing left of Ridley. So, that's two things Fusion has got going forward. A, your suit's not coming back, and that's BS. B, Ridley's gone, and he ain't coming back, and that's BS. Killing these guys is a pain, because I have no life left. How does a space pterodactyl lead a group of pirates? He does it very well, actually, seeing as he's actually far more intelligent than you would think. Given what we've seen in the games, Ridley is effectively mindless and a beast who wants to go around and kill things, and that is far from what Ridley actually is. He can speak, so that's an interesting one. But he's actually a very smart tactical strategist. And he has, I believe, above human intelligence. Like, Ridley's not to be fudged with. Okay, so I killed Ridley. I guess since we're killing bosses now, I guess I'll go kill Crockmire or something. And yes, Ridley is the space pirate captain. He leads the space pirates. And yeah, that's actually a thing. You know, the same thing they did with Adam in Fusion. They could bring Ridley back. Then he's just a frickin' AI. You can't kill him. He's back forever. He'll just make a giant robot body and mess your day up. I really want them to make a game that follows after frickin'... I've heard different tales on what Mother Brain is. I've heard a lot of different ideas on what exactly Mother Brain is. I've not necessarily heard that Mother Brain is the space pirate leader. I've heard that she could be, but I've also heard that Ridley is the leader, and Mother Brain, as we saw Mother Brain in Super Metroid, is little more than essentially a supercomputer controlling planet Zebus. But it was Mother Brain then booting back up and trying to, like, make Metroids and crap is kind of why you're here. And then Space Pirates using all of that. And yeah, Prime 3 implies it's an Aurora unit, but Mother Brain was created by the Zebisians. Had since gone rogue, but was originally created by the Zebisians. So I think as far as where Mother Brain's standing in the space pirate hierarchy is, I think there's actually not a huge amount of information out there on that. Because I know Mother Brain is little more than a computer controlling Zebus on one end, but Mother Brain could also potentially be very intelligent, as an Aurora unit was, and have teamed up with the... and had could have teamed up with the space pirates, and maybe they were in cahoots during Super Metroid. Yeah, the Chazo. That's what I meant. The Chazo, not the Zebisians. Because the Zebisians are like essentially the space pirates. Yeah, I meant the Chazo. My bad. Have I ever read the Metroid manga? I've read bits and pieces of it. I know a lot of the things that were established in the manga, but I don't know. Where am I even going? I know a lot of the things that was established in the manga, but I haven't actually read it. All of it, anyway. Well, a lot of the complaints is that Samus talks too much in Other M. Personally, I don't have a problem with it. And yes, the manga does explain that. A lot of the things in the manga are debatably canon. A lot of them are actually established canon, but we haven't gotten complete confirmation on whether or not it, like, the whole thing is just flat-out canon. Or if just, like, a lot of the things established in it are canon. Okay, here's my thing about the Ridley scene in Other M that everybody absolutely hates. I don't think the scene itself was wrong. I think how it was presented to the player was wrong. And in that, there's a lot of things that scene kind of expects you to know or understand when there is no way that the player should be expected to know these things. For one, Samus has post-traumatic stress disorder. This was established in the manga, actually, if memory serves. And she has that concerning Ridley. While Samus was just a little girl on the colonies, she does. She does have PTSD. I'm not really sure how that's... She does. That's an established fact. Manga or not, whether it's introduced in the manga or not, it has been an established fact that yes, she does have it. That's why that whole scene even exists. It's not something that they've touched on or dealt with or done anything about in really any of the games, but yes, she does. And it's because when she was a child on the colonies, Ridley killed her parents directly in front of her. And then just kind of left. She, like, laughed. PTSD was established long before... PTSD was established long before Other M. It wasn't introduced with Other M. It had existed long before then. I know it had existed long before then. How has she handled Ridley up until this point? A lot of this comes with how PTSD works. PTSD wasn't established by Super Metroid. Yeah, like, it's not touched on anywhere in here. You can't... Okay, here's the thing, Sienna. That's not how PTSD works. Flat out, that's not how PTSD works. You don't overcome PTSD. It's also not something that you just overcome. You don't get over it. Flat out, you just don't. It doesn't go away. You can learn coping skills, you can learn mechanics to help you deal with it, but it does not, period, ever go away. PTSD is a trigger. When something happens, it takes you back, essentially, to that moment of when it happened. And for Samus, it's that moment that Ridley killed her parents and she was standing over Ridley. Or Ridley was standing over her. So, initially, it was thinking about Ridley, seeing Ridley, triggered that. And that trigger, she had to deal with this, knowing that it existed and knowing that it was a trigger. And in turn, she worked to attempt to overcome that, deal with a coping mechanism, and get herself to go and move on anyway. That's semantics at this point, Asiana. The whole point is that she did come up with a method to cope with it and overcome it. Knowing Ridley was out there, knowing that she would have to deal with Ridley, and that's really how she faced Ridley in the previous couple games. And as Cloud Hero says, that's exactly what happened. As every time you'd fought Ridley up until then, Samus was prepared for it. She was ready for it. And in Super Metroid, she killed Ridley. Flat out. This is it. Killed, done, gone, not coming back, exploded into a million chunky piles on the floor. And with that, that terror was laid to rest. Because he never actually died before Super Metroid. But regardless, in Other M, the whole scene and everything that happened, with Ridley put to rest, everything done, everything gone, Prime is actually canon. It's been, like, set aside as a side story, but it is canon. I think things would make more sense if it was non-canon, but what are you gonna do? But in Other M then, when Ridley first showed up, with everything put to rest, everything done, everything gone, dead. The last thing she was expecting was frickin' Ridley landing in front of her, screaming in her face, knock dude off the cliff. Or did that happen because she was scared? I don't remember exactly. But regardless, last thing she was expecting right then was that. Her cope was gone. And that's why she freaked the crap out at that. And she got her crap together. She was scared for a minute. Other dude, I think, got knocked off a cliff, and that snapped her out of it, and she got her crap together and went back. So, there we go. There's that. That was a horrible mock ball. There's a mock ball. Ah, pressing all the buttons. Whee. Ah, crap, I can't go this way. I can't fight him yet because I don't have the frickin'... Okay, I can't fight Crocmire yet. Let's go fight Phantoon. Okay, madam, yeah, back to the AMA. That was essentially a very long, elaborate, question, because somebody asked me to explain the whole, like, history of Ridley or whatever. Let's go fight Dragon. Whoops. Dang it. Can I have my plasma beam? I mean, at least I got the spazer. I mean, that's something. What? Ow. Do I ever think I will get 1,000,000 subscribers? Probably not. Phantoon coming back in Other M was frickin' awesome. Phantoon, by the way, is the spirit, like the collective malice that all of the people that died during the crash of the wrecked ship felt, collected into the one existence. Phantoon is not a singular entity. He is merely the collected malice of all the people that died. Or I shouldn't say malice, but like the... Oh crap, I need the speed booster to get here too. Okay, we're gonna go fight... We're gonna go fight Kraid. Oh, and being the collective, hatred and the like on Phantoon, that's how he showed up again there. That was essentially another wrecked ship. Everybody on it died, yada yada yada. All the ill will and everything that was on it summoned together and formed Phantoon again. So that's how we came back. I kinda didn't want to fight Kraid right away, but, Do you turn around? You do turn around, don't you? Yeah, you turn around. I could use a little bit of life, maybe. There's a super missile charger up top. It's not really what I'm looking for. Thank you! Most bizarre game played. That one's up there. I've played a Dream Simulator. Real Kraid. Fighting Real Kraid. I just killed Fake Kraid. That's Real Kraid. I don't think I'm getting these supplies back anytime soon. I'm just gonna move on. I should be alright, it's just Kraid. Okay, let's see if I can actually pull this off. Nope, didn't pull it off. Nope, didn't pull it off. Really?